What's going on, guys? So the beginning of the video is the chakra system, and I show that specifically for a reason. I wanted to focus on the red and the blue. The red represented the root chakra, and the blue represents the throat chakra. And so talking about these colors in the chakra system to kind of explain and express one of the reasons why we get a lot of the targeting with the red and the blue and beginning of our targeting. I say the beginning because that was the only time that I paid attention to it, in the very beginning of my targeting, for a very short amount of time. And then I was on to the next. I just don't pay attention to this shit. But for those of you who are experiencing this for the first time, or maybe this is just something that has stayed with you, that is what these things represent, amongst a couple of other things that it represents as well. But I want to stick with this because this is kind of like, it's kind of like a scoreboard. If you've ever been to a basketball game, or if you watched a basketball game, there's a scoreboard. And it tells you where you are. Or if you played a video game, it tells you where you are, you know, how much life you have left and how much power you have. And sometimes there's colors that represent that. So, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about the red and the blue cars that begin stalking you in the beginning of your gang stalking. Or, you know, people wearing red and blue, you know, that you come into contact with, and for some reason you're starting to pay attention to it. I want to reiterate, because I've said this a couple of times, I haven't talked about it in a while, but a lot of what is going on in this gang stalking are cues to help you, communication through symbols to help you, and some of them are here to condition you and to harm you. It's the balancing, you know, the yin and the yang, if you will, the good and the bad with everything. So you're going to have some things that are meant to help you in this gang stalking, and some things that are not. And you have to be discerning on what is there to help you and what is there to harm you. So if we pay attention to, like right now, look at these words here for the advertising. It's red. If I were to go over here and look at this advertisement, it says water ice. The ice is blue. Water's red. It's that combination. Same thing on the old school ice machine. The words are red, right? Like, it's just this back and forth, red and blue, red and blue, red and blue. And it's, anytime it's talking about the opposite of something, the opposite of a degree of something, it's red and blue. Here recently, I was watching track and field, and, you know, when America goes over, they're always wearing red and blue. They rarely ever wear white to symbolize, you know, the flag. It's always red and blue. And then you have the other countries that have their color on or whatever. But here in America, it's red and blue. So the reason why I show the chakra system is because I wanted to help people understand the mind of America and the mind of the system that we're under here. So most of our restaurants, our fast food restaurants, or just our restaurants, period, usually use red words. If you look into it, they usually use red words. And one of the reasons for that is the words are representing the root chakra, which is one of the lowest, it's down in your root, down in your genitalia. It's dealing with your sex, dealing with fear, your five senses, your need for food, water, drink, sexual sensation, touch, and your five senses, which is one of the lowest parts of a human being. Because, obviously, if you fasted or if you went on a diet, or, I mean, the human body can go without food for quite a bit of time, can go without water. That's where fasting comes in. And so you're capable